Let's understand what would be the financial impact on removal of dividend distribution tax. Nirmala Sitharaman presented the Union Budget 2020-2021 on the 1st of February, wherein she announced the removal of dividend distribution tax and made dividends taxable on the hands of the investor. DDT stood at 11.65% after surcharge and cess, which was lower than the short-term capital gain at 15.6%, but slightly higher to the 10.4% long-term capital gains. So it made perfect sense for the investor to choose the dividend option and cut off this STCG and LTCG on equity mutual funds. How will the change impact the investors in various tax slabs? With the removal of DDT, the investors are now going to pay the dividend tax based on their respective tax slab. People in the lower tax bracket can still stick to the dividend plan, as the removal of DDT won't have any significant or negative impact on them and can use the dividend plan to manage cash flow. But since most of the investors are from the higher tax brackets, it no longer makes sense to remain in the dividend option, as you would end up paying more tax and won't be able to see any return on your money. The better alternative now would be the growth option, which is taxed on the capital gain based on the holding period. Better alternative for high tax bracket investors. Systematic withdrawal plan on the growth option should be used for predictable cash flow instead of the dividend, because after a tax deduction, the investor will have a higher return. Another great reason for choosing the growth option is the convenience of the withdrawal. Unlike dividends, which are declared by the mutual funds company, investors can decide when to book profit in growth options. Let's compare two cases where investment period is assumed for 1 year and 6 months respectively, and see what is the difference in the effective yield in the growth plan and dividend plan. The fund used, for example, is HDFC Arbitrage Fund with the total lump sum investment made of ₹1 lakh. In the above table, in the entire year's gain is 6%. The current value of the lump sum investment would become ₹1,06,000, giving you a dividend payout of ₹6,000. Now, if you fall in the highest tax bracket, you would end up with only ₹3,439, now as opposed to ₹5,301 which you would receive had the DDT not been abolished. Now, if the same amount was invested in the growth plan and the excess was withdrawn as per the recommended SWP, you will be entitled to pay LTCG on the capital gain, which would amount to ₹633. This will give you ₹5,367 compared to the ₹3,439 according to the dividend plan, thus giving you 56% more in the growth plan. The other case taken above is the investment for 6 months, which is basically to show the difference in the effective yield comparing the new DDT based on tax slabs and STCG, which is applicable to the growth plan where redemption is done in less 1 year. Here, the 6 months return for the fund in 2.63%, the current value of the lump sum investment in ₹1,02,630, giving you a dividend payment of ₹2,630. So, currently you will be receiving ₹2,324 after the tax deduction. But after the change is in effect, you will be receiving only ₹1,507. Now, if the same investment was done in the growth plan and the capital gain was withdrawn, you will be entitled to pay ₹438 as per STCG, giving you ₹2,192 after the deduction. So, in the growth plan, you will receive ₹2,192 as compared to ₹1,507, which is 45% more money. Tedious. Cutting the thin string attached. to the dividend option. The minister also proposed to append a new section 194K in the income tax which states any person responsible for paying income arising from units of a mutual fund or a specified company must deduct tax at a rate of 10% of such income according to the Financial Bill 2020. It was later clarified that a TDS will be imposed on only the dividend payout over 5,000 rupees per annum, and no TDS shall be required to be deducted by the mutual fund on income which is in the nature of capital gain. This gives another reason for the investors to shift to the growth option and avoid the deduction of TDS from the profit. Withdrawal of DDT will have a positive impact on the NAV on the fund as well. Since the companies have been exempted from paying DDT, this will increase the yield, which in turn will have a better appreciation on the NAV of the mutual fund. Along with that, we also believe that this change will bring more awareness amongst investors. Most investors think that the dividend on a mutual fund is tax-free as they don't understand the concept of DDT. Thus, their effective tax liability will come down now. We, at Dream Ladder, always believe the growth option to be better because of the power of compounding. The dividend option in true sense is just like getting your money back, which is great if you are investing just for cash flow management. But with the power of compounding, your yield can grow exponentially as the chances of offending are less in the growth plan. Now, with the withdrawal of DDT and also imposing TDS, we believe that the trend of shifting from dividend plan to growth plan will accelerate as people will start seeing the upside of the growth plan. Thank you so much again for tuning in to Dream Ladder Capital. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And yes, please do not forget to comment on what your take is and what would you like to hear next from us. Until then, take care.